Welcome to the United States Army.
Tonight at 9, military parade. Thousands of soldiers, military vehicles on the road and in the skies over D.C. The Army's birthday honored the same day as the president's.
Power doesn't reside in a single person.
No Kings protests, demonstrations across the DMV and the rest of the country opposing the president's policies and today's parade. What they had to say and where.
We do have some rain showers moving through the area as well as some flash flooding concerns. How long will it last? Have more details to come in your complete forecast.
Lawmakers shot local police, ramping up their police presence after a brazen attack overnight in Minnesota. We'll tell you the latest. And saving you cash, stretching your dollar ahead of Dad's big day, Father's Day, finding you ways to save.
You're watching the station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
Good evening. Thank you for joining us for DC News Now at 9 o'clock. I'm Ben Dennis. If you want to get your forecast, meteorologist Derek Bowen filling in for Scott Sumner tonight. It is a busy night indeed with this military parade honoring the Army's birthday. It's wrapping up. Right now we are looking at a possible wrap of rain coming in, Derek.
Yeah, we got some heavy rain around the area. Most of it has been to the west of D.C. so far throughout the afternoon. Now as we're heading into the evening and as the sun is beginning to set, we're starting to see it move closer inside the Beltway region. Other than that, we do have a flash flood warning in effect in between Winchester and Woodstock along I-81 and I-66 interchange, where you're seeing that with that heavy rainfall that is going on there, as well as a good bit of lightning associated with these thunderstorms as well. Nothing is severe at this rate, but we do have, of course, these slow-moving showers and storms that are causing the worry of a little bit of flooding, especially as we head in towards the overnight now until about 11 p.m. as we head in towards the Saturday. This flood watch is in effect in and across the district areas along I-66 towards Winchester and Woodstock, along I-81. Hagersburg, Martinsburg, Frederick has now been discontinued out of that watch as most of the rainfall has now gone further to your south, and that will be continuing as the night progresses, as this system continues to move down towards the southeast.
On the parade, indeed, and that top story tonight, the massive military parade taking place today in D.C. It's wrapping up right now as we speak. Of course, it celebrated the Army's 250th birthday and also coincided with the president's birthday, 79th. The AP says 200,000 people attended the parade and festival in Washington and on the National Mall. Just today, over 6,000 troops marched past the White House as tanks rolled the streets, military helicopters and planes flew overhead. During the parade, President Trump delivered the oath for new Army recruits and shared an international message.
Every other country celebrates their victories. It's about time America did too. Time and again, America's enemies have learned that if you threaten the American people, our soldiers are coming for you. Your defeat will be certain, your demise will be final, and your downfall will be total and complete.
And coming up at 9:30, we will have more on the celebration of that parade and from all those who attended. Time is 9:04. Live look at Reagan National right now. You can see some police present on the 14th Street Bridge that way as the parade is wrapping up. But Reagan's runways are still closed on account of the parade and because of those planes and helicopters flying over the National Mall. The pause on flights there, they're part of widespread headaches for local commuters. Roads still closed, bringing along detours around D.C. Our Dave Laval joins us from where people are hitting the metro rails in order to get around. Dave, you have been covering the commute impact all day. What's the latest?
Well, what we can tell you right now is the crowd is starting to pick up here at the L'Enfant Plaza Metro Station as people make their way home from the parade that just wrapped up a few moments ago with a tremendous fireworks show. Got a chance to see the finale here, and man, was it ever spectacular. As for transportation, it's been quite a challenging day, not just for Metro, but for the entire local transportation system.
I make the best out of every moment.
Elaine Thomas of Tampa, Florida has plenty of moments to spare. She waits to fly home from Reagan National Airport.
Texting, reading, writing, listening to music.
Thomas has nowhere to go as the Army's parade delayed her flight by several hours, while others have been canceled.
I'm good. I'm not working. That's the best part.
Air traffic is not the only thing impacted by the Army's 250th anniversary celebration.
You're good. Diplomat, you're good.
Diplomats, a small group given road access along 23rd Street Northwest between Washington Circle and the Lincoln Memorial. Only people who live on 23rd are allowed to park on it, outside of first responders. It's one of dozens of road closures and emergency no parking areas set up around the district due to the parade. That's okay with Anthony Sluter.
Things happen in the city, and they have to do what they have to do. I don't mind it.
A steady stream of passengers exit the Foggy Bottom Metro Rail station. Many of them make the roughly half-mile trek on foot to Constitution Avenue to see the Army celebration. Frank Baines and his daughter traveled from Orlando, Florida to see the parade.
I was former Navy. I want to learn a little bit more about what the Army does.
It's important to show our support for our country and to show how hard they're working and how we want to support what they do for us.
The no parking areas and the emergency, or I should say the road closures and the emergency no parking areas remain in effect until 6 a.m. Monday. We're live at the L'Enfant Metro Station. Dave Laval, DC News Now.
Our thanks to Dave. Good luck getting home, everybody. Stay safe. Virginia drivers, take note. The George Washington Parkway remains closed both ways between Highway 50 and 395 until tomorrow morning. Portions of Route 27, Washington Boulevard, also affected with full closures near the Pentagon. And across the country, protests called No Kings rallies being held in every state. And that's to protest President Trump and today's parade, a direct reaction to what's happening in D.C. Among protests here at home, you're looking at them right here. Rallies held in McLean, Arlington, Rockville, and Silver Spring. Some reasons organizers say they planned those protests, well, that was to oppose DOGE cuts to federal workers, government agencies, and the White House handling of immigration enforcement.
Our message is no kings in America, basically. No kings in the United States. That this country was founded on the concept of a government of the people, for the people, by the people, and it doesn't depend on one person and one person having all the power.
In Maryland, Democrat U.S. Senator Chris Van Hollen made an appearance at a protest in Rockville. He made statements about how many people were there and what they're fighting for, saying that they are protesting President Trump having what he calls total control of the country.
People are saying is, in the United States of America, it's we the people. It's not one person. It's not the king. It's not an authoritarian leader. We designed our entire system to make sure that one person could not seize total control.
Senator Van Hollen also made statements about Kilmer Abrego Garcia at the protest. That Maryland man and father who was wrongly deported back to his native El Salvador. He had stated that his case has always been about protecting constitutional rights, right to due process, and his case belongs in the United States so that he can get it. All right, scary scenes at a No Kings rally reportedly wrapping up in Culpeper County, Virginia today. Police say a 21-year-old man allegedly drove an SUV through a crowd of protesters. They allege Joseph R. Cheklik Jr., quote, intentionally accelerated his vehicle into the dispersing crowd, striking at least one person with his vehicle. Culpeper Democrats shared a message on their Facebook saying, quote, thank you to Culpeper Police for your quick and safe response for our protest. All right, turning to a major national news story tonight. 2 state lawmakers in Minnesota were shot overnight inside of their homes. One of them killed, including their spouse. Police are looking for a suspect. Hundreds of police fanned out across the Minneapolis suburb today to find the man they believe shot and killed Democrat former House Speaker Melissa Hortman, right there on the right, and her husband inside their home, as well as injured Democratic State Senator John Hoffman and his wife. He's on the left. They were shot and injured. Officials believe the suspect, 57-year-old Vance Bolter. They've not given details on a possible motive. However, Minnesota Governor Tim Walz called it a, quote, politically motivated assassination.
We must all, Minnesota and across the country, stand against all forms of political violence. Those responsible for this will be held accountable.
According to the Associated Press, police gathered several AK-style guns from the suspect's vehicle. He's believed to still be armed with a pistol. They haven't found him yet. All right, after those two legislators were shot in Minnesota, Fairfax County police back here at home said that they are increasing their presence around the homes of elected officials. Fairfax police posted on Twitter, X, and this afternoon, patrol officers and other assets were getting ready to increase presence in neighborhoods of legislators and elected officials. Plus, if police need to visit an official at their home, 2 uniformed officers will be present. That increased, of course, because of what happened in Minnesota. Despite the uptick of police presence locally, Fairfax authorities said there is no intelligence linking those attacks to Fairfax County. Well, DC News Now, of course, is your local election headquarters in the Commonwealth. Virginia voters head to the polls this week for primary races. But they'll not be voting for the top of the ticket for statewide elections. That's because Democrat former Congresswoman Abigail Spanberger and current Lieutenant Governor Republican Winsome Earl Sears are running unopposed in the governor's race. But in the number 2 slot, Lieutenant Governor's race, there are 6 Democrats running to be the party's nominee. But on the GOP side, John Reed does not have a primary opponent. Virginia has open primaries. That means you don't need to be registered with a political party to cast a ballot in these primaries. For more on Tuesday's primary, head to our website, dcnewsnow.com. Meantime, in Prince George's County, there is a shift in leadership coming to the school system. Their superintendent just stepped down this week when he lost confidence of the teachers union. DC News Now's Tim Reed has more on the new temporary leader of the state's second largest school district.
Dr. Sean Joseph was named Prince George's County interim school superintendent. He previously served as deputy superintendent from 2014 to 2016.
I am pleased to announce that Dr. Sean Joseph will serve as the next interim school superintendent for Prince George's County Public Schools.
County Executive-elect Aisha Brayboy says he's the right person to move the school system in a new direction.
I firmly believe that Dr. Joseph is the right person at the right time to lead Prince George's County Public Schools forward.
Joseph currently sits on the faculty of Howard University and serves as an assistant professor.
Prince George's County, I believe, should be and can be a place where equity and excellence just are married, and we see students excelling.
Prince George's County Superintendent Millard House II stepped down Thursday after the teachers union handed down a vote of no confidence in his leadership. House was appointed superintendent by now Senator Angela Alsobrooks in 2023. Some people believe change was needed.
But we need the educational system to be strong. The young people now are leaking, they're lacking education and leadership.
You would have to have been blind not to see that there were issues going on between the board and the superintendent.
Although Dr. Joseph is the interim school superintendent, by law, school officials will still have to do a search for a permanent person. In Prince George's County, Tim Reed, DC News Now.
All right, thanks to Tim. We'll stay on top of that one for PGCPS. Coming up, the latest on tensions in the Middle East, strikes in Israel and Iran. Live look at the Washington Monument. Why does it seem cloudy out there? Well, the rain is moving through, but a massive fireworks display just wrapped up honoring the Army's 250th birthday. At the half-hour mark, more on that. More local news, though, after the break.